tough out there, boys. We need to hug one another tonight. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's tough being a Gator fan. I gotta tell you, it's ruthless, you know? In all kinds of weathers. Look at the music. What's going on, boys? Welcome back to the channel. You know by the headliner why we're here. Why are my eyes wet? Oh, goodness. Montrel Johnson, Florida Gators, #1 running back. He was trying to be Simone Biles, do a front flip. I don't know. Got injured, hurt his leg. There was reports swirling for a couple hours before it finally broke with some detail on it. It dropped in our Discord very early. Dave dropped the bombshell. But we waited to kind of move in on it. The source we got it from is a very reliable source, but even you saw guys talking about that as well. But we talked about it, and I was like, look, I hadn't seen it anywhere else. I hadn't really seen much movement on it, but now it is out there. It is official that Montrel Johnson does have a knee injury. Now, people were initially, it was like 4 to 6, 6 to 8, right? It seems to be week to week. Doesn't seem to be very serious. Talked to Cam Parker about it. He goes, look, it doesn't seem to be as serious as it once was. He said on Monday when they have practice, he'll kind of assess the situation to see like, hey, non-contact jersey, how much is he getting involved? So hopefully we'll know more. It is week to week, but let's play this thing out. Let's talk about it. Let's feel each other out for a minute. See how the chat feels about it. Scott 020. This is not Winner's point of view, by the way, but feel it out how this plays out. Worst case scenario, I'm going to say 6 weeks. This is hypothetical. Nobody's told me this. I'm just going off the dome here. 6 weeks puts us at Sanford. Okay? I'm okay with that. If I got to wait 6 weeks, because the Miami game, I think people are circling that Miami game as like he could be healthy to come back. I wouldn't mind. I don't want that to happen, but I'd rather it. If I know, hey, you get an extra 2 weeks under your belt and come back rock and rolling, then that's what I would prefer. But let's unpack this, right? Here's where people went to immediately and where we should go. Extremely positive in the sense that room's stacked, it's filled up, a lot of talent back there, 110%. Totally agree, and I beat the drum when Trevor Etienne left. Running backs are a dime a dozen, and I still stand by that. Our running back room, however, is extremely young, which I like. I think it's a very versatile room. It's going to have a ton of explosive plays, but there's something about Montrel that I love, and it's his consistency. I got this from Cam. I knew that he hadn't fumbled the ball much. I said, look, this guy doesn't drop the ball. His only fumble at Florida, and I go, the only fumble that I can remember him dropping was the very first play, Utah versus Florida. He fumbled, and I go, look at this guy here. He sucks. Hasn't dropped the ball since, and I don't think he dropped the ball much before that either. So my thought process says this Miami game's coming down to the wire. You want a cowbell back like Montrel Johnson, who you know you can just give it to in the game's going to be shut down. I don't have to worry about any nonsense, any fumbling, any of those things. That is something that is going to be greatly missed. And also, too, just that comfortability that, hey, pass blocking, being comfortable back there with Graham Mertz, the line. There's a lot more that goes behind it, again, just by just plugging a talented young man back there and letting him do his thing. I don't think it's going to be a detrimental blow if he doesn't play for Miami, but it's not fun. You want to go in there full force, full-fledged, but this is the name of the game. Everyone's going to deal with injuries and what have nots throughout the offseason. So we'll see how it all shakes up, but it sucks. It feels like, bro, if we got a little, I don't know what's in the water out there in Gainesville, I don't know what it is. Boys got us cursed or something. You know what I mean? Just can't let us have anything nice. Let's talk about who's next up, though. You got Ball. Obviously, people are pumped to see Ball. I think we're going to see a lot more of him. Trayon Webb. People just skipping over Trayon for some reason. I don't know why. I see it in the chat now. Jacoby Jackson. A lot of people are saying that. We had Delta Gator talking about Jacoby Jackson coming in. Saw some flashes from him. I think we're in good hands with the quality. Again, Trey Webb's going into his sophomore year. He brings a lot of experience to the table as well. So because he had some carries last year, played a fair good a bit, and 18 was out a couple of games. So yeah, Boone went down before the season started last year. Yeah, we can't really catch a break with having our big guys get it, just be in there. But look, if it were to happen, if there was going to be an injury, this is probably best case scenario in the sense of when it did happen. So thankfully, again, it's not as worse as it seemed. Originally, the thoughts were 4 to 6 weeks. So that's why I just said let's just play the 6 week worst case scenario, right? Um, if that were to happen, this week 2 is no big deal. That's why, like, if it's going to be 5 weeks, might as well be 6. If you're going to miss Miami, might as well miss Sanford. So I think it'll be, honestly, I think this is going to be a conversation kind of like Cam Rising was last year. I think this thing comes down to the wire. I think we go into Saturday, August 31st. It's going to be a topic of discussion on all channels leading up to that game of if he's going to play or not. It's going to be day to day. It's going to be a game time decision. He may even walk out into the football field and not play a single snap. That's how I see this thing rolling out, unless he's miraculously back in practice in 2 weeks, just rock and rolling. It's like, it was never even that big of a deal. So to me, that's how I see this thing playing out, which isn't a horrible thing either. I think there's worse things to be worried about. But a knee injury, do those things fully recover? I don't know. Look, it's that's always a weird thing too with knee injuries. How does it shake up? They're never fun, especially for running backs. You never want to hear it. Again, with it being week to week, I imagine there wasn't any tears or anything like that. I imagine it was just a little bump and bruise, a little wobble. But look, I mean, Montrel's a big loss in the sense of his presence in the backfield. But thankfully, we do have a ton of talent back there, so that is exciting. Let me see how the chat's feeling. My source are telling me it's a knee scope, same less than what happened to Brock Bowers. He'll be back for August 31st. I thought Brock Bowers was an Achilles, like a calf thing, if I'm not mistaken. But I do know what that injury was, and I remember. Here we go. I remember he had surgery and he was good to go. Tweaked a hamstring. That wasn't it. He had his ankle. It was his ankle, not his knee. That's interesting though. But I did see knee scope as well too. I thought a knee scope was what they did to it though. Let's see. I'm worried for pass blocking from our running backs. Now look, that's what I'm saying. There's going to be a drop off with the lack of Montrel Johnson, but guys are going to just step up, and so you've got time to learn those things and figure it out. High ankle sprain, Brock Bowers. Yeah, I thought they were different. Hopefully he's back in time. Yeah, I didn't think they were the same thing. I thought it was a kind of his calf thing, and the surgery he had. Yes, it was a very in and out type of surgery. And look, maybe Montrel's going to be in that same boat. It is interesting that we had a presser today and we didn't hear about it. I think that'd have been a great time for Billy to address it, but maybe at the time they hadn't done the MRI or what have you, whatever the terminology is for what they look into to see what was a problem. So he didn't say anything. I think he could have crushed the speculations of how we're feeling right now with it. But again, I don't know what he knew or didn't know. So, but I wish we'd have got a little bit more. And versus the way that it did drop. It's crazy how shit just travels, man. It's unreal. Inject that bad boy and play on. You know what I'm saying? Just rock and roll with it. So we will see. Let me see if I haven't read any articles. I just talked to Cam about it. Let me see if I know Nick wrote an article. Maybe there's a little bit more of a professional term in here. So his says off for several weeks. He's believed to be week to week. Not a major injury. Yeah, there's no kind of medical terminology of what actually is the problem. So we're all hanging out. My bad. The surgery is the same, not the injury. Okay. So kind of like an in and out kind of surgery. That makes sense. Cam Carroll hasn't played in 2 seasons. I think Cam Carroll obviously came from, where did he come from last year? I can't remember. Obviously, he had an atrocious knee injury last year. Kept him out all offseason. I think he's still slowly coming back. We've been asking a lot about him because the little bit we did see of him, I think we as Gator fans were ecstatic for the energy that he brought to the table. But I haven't heard much. I think he's having a harder time possibly coming back from it. But look, if Cam Carroll's like, yeah, he's good, he's healthy, I'd feel a lot better. I really would, because what Cam brings to, I think there's enough young talent, young explosive talent. I think Jacoby Jackson brings a little bit of seniority as well too, but just comfortability with running the ball, being in a game time atmosphere, a lot of experience. Cam Carroll provides that. So if we have Cam Carroll comes in for 1 or 2, and then we just 3 and 4, and even just maybe for a play or two, comes in, just to kind of with some consistency, or is able to come in and be just your baseline, and you're able to throw in Baugh and Webb and Daniels and Jacoby and allow those guys to kind of go be themselves, then I'd be a little more comfortable. I just think, again, I would love what Montrel gives me is comfortability. When shit's on your back, you need a guy that gets you up and down the football field. You give him the ball. You need it for the screen game. No doubt. Tulane. That's what I thought. I wanted to say Tulane, but I also know that Douglas, our quarterback, I'm pretty sure he came from Tulane. So I was like, maybe I'm confusing the two. A lot of movement, boys. Gators should buy $1 million. I mean, yeah, that's no question. That's no question. That was never a doubt. 109 strong, boys, on this Saturday. We have been busy. We've had a lot of shows over the last 5 or 6 days. A lot of news to cover. I know I posted a couple videos today. Didn't expect this to happen. So figure we do a live, get to chat, see where everyone's heads at. I think everyone's kind of on the same boat of like, look, this is part of the game. Next man up, rock and roll. And I 100% agree. Just it is what it is, name of the game. And look, here's the pro. We got done with our show today talking about Billy and the presser, and he goes, look, we have the most competitive depth we've ever had. It is competition all across the field at every position group. Well, you got to assume the running back is part of that conversation. And so if there was close competition for who was going to be him, then we're not, we shouldn't be too worried. And I don't think anybody is, because I assume Billy Newt was aware of the injury during that presser, and Billy looked cool as a cucumber. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm not panicked. I'm not worried. It just sucks. It's just the news itself is always a little bit of a buzzkill, a little bit of a bummer for sure. Twitter was going mayhem, but just like any tragedy, we all kind of came together. I'm like, it is what it is. Billy was smiling. Billy was feeling good, man. Billy was humming. Billy was dialed in for sure. So let me know. Give me your thoughts in the chat before we head out of here. How we feeling? Kind of just a quick summary. We panic. We good. Like, it is what it is. If the worst case scenario, he's back by the A&M game, are we cool? Is that? I mean, that's no big deal. Yeah, that's what I agree with. I agree with that, Dennis. That's kind of where I'm at with it. It's just like, yes, next guy up, rock and roll, quality running back room for sure. But it's just the mentality of like, we just can't have a good day. You get a couple good ones and you get punched with another one. So bro, it just feels like we've been running uphill for years with our luck. That's what I'm saying. I don't disagree. We good. I feel okay. Maybe losing number 1 will rally the team even more. Maybe just go win for 1. You know what I mean? Billy was probably crying on the inside. We good. Okay. Everyone's feeling good then. Sorry for the somber music at the beginning. That was more of a joke and a little bit of a little touch there, but we'll be good. With DJ out there just jogging, looking fresh. Corey says Webb looked like he could be him. Baugh is him. I think Trayon, I mean, he has done work this offseason. Look, I think here's my thought on this too. I believe the running backs that are in there have the potential. Their ceiling is much higher than what Montrel is now. 2 years from now, those guys, in my opinion, could be light years ahead of what Montrel brings to the table at this moment. And I fully believe that. I just think there's going to be a learning curve, which is okay. The question is, are we going to be able to withstand that learning curve if it does come game 1 against Miami? And yes, because like I tweeted, Air raid attack all day, boys. We don't run the football no more. It don't matter. We're passing for 450 yards. Georgia said, I wouldn't mind passing for 400 yards a game. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. There's plenty of wide receiver talent that it should be like, okay, cool. Like one of our 7 running backs went down. We were passing for 600 yards anyways. Running backs are just going to eat here and there. You know what I mean? So we good. Rob says, don't care. Waiting for Kiffin next year. Hopefully talks Lagway on stage. Killing me. Killing me. Ball about to shine. The ball train's unreal. I love it. I love the hype behind ball. Is Cam Carroll back? We just talked about that a little bit. Look, I think he's working through it. I don't think he's fully 100%, to be honest with you. Well, boys, good stuff. Great day. Busy day. Hope you guys had a great day. Great Saturday. Have a great Sunday. Be safe. And hopefully we don't have to hop on here to have any more crazy breaking news. You know what I mean? So, all right, taters. I'll see it.